Aimee, and today social media takes a huge part of our daily life. There are many platforms like Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and more, but I'm going to talk about Instagram. I use Instagram all the time, especially for photos about makeup and fashion. However, I wasn't always happy with the app because, in my opinion, Instagram models have a significant negative influence on our society. First of all, let me explain who are these Instagram models. Instagram models are social influencers, anyone who posts pictures of themselves on Instagram and have a strong power to influence others with their huge following. Real models and movie stars who use the app to promote their traditional modeling careers are also considered as an Instagram model. And there are two reasons why I'm thinking there are a bad influence. First, Instagram models have too much power to influence people compared to other media. Second, women can be unhappy with their self-image because of the Instagram models. Now let's go into the detail. First, Instagram has too much power to influence people. Social media has a trend too. If you remember MySpace, it was one of the most popular social networking websites 10 years ago. But people move onto Facebook, Snapchat, and now Instagram is growing faster than any other social media. According to the Statista, which is the one of online website that with a lot of worldwide statistics and studies, the number of monthly active Instagram users jumped from 90 million to 800 million during January 2013 to September 2017. This means it has increased more than 8 times in 5 years. This shows that social media, but especially Instagram, has a huge influence on people who use the app compared to other media. As the number of Instagram users increase, the Instagram models can affect more people, and eventually it can harm our society. Because many people follow them and they want to be like them, their fashions and makeup style become a trend, and also the definition of beautiful. For example, in 2015, Los Angeles Times shared the issue when a picture of Kylie Jenner with her new lip got really popular on Instagram. People started a new trend, #Kylie Jenner Lip Challenge. Basically, they insert their lip into a shot glass or small bottle and suck out the air for 5 minutes to make a temporary lip like a Kylie Jenner has. This example shows that people tend to just follow Instagram models, believe their face and body appearances as standards of beauty that they have to achieve, and try to imitate that without thinking deeply or being concerned about their consequences. Second, Instagram model can be negative affect women's mental health with effects like relative and social deprivation, low self-esteem, and even self-hating. Most photos of Instagram are cool pictures about like perfect makeup, looks, nice body shapes, a fancy food or lifestyle that they have. Because of that, other women tend to compare themselves to these models. They not only feel depressed while comparing perfect Instagram models to themselves because they are never going to exactly like them, but also feel miserable by finding themselves looking foolish to doing so. According to an article in University of Notre Dame and website called Particle, Carmen Papaluca, who got PhD at the University of Notre Dame on social media, research about the users of Instagram among young women aged 18 to 25, and one of the key findings of her work is young female Instagram users in her study found that the image on the app made them feel most badly about their bodies. This feeling is relative deprivation. They feel like they have to be like an Instagram models to be considered beautiful and sexy, but they can't be like them. And also, Instagram deprivation comes with when the person feels isolated and discouraged to be something when they hit the wall and realize that they cannot move the worm. This happened because the expectation of people is too high. In conclusion, let me remind you what was my main point. There are two reasons why I think that Instagram models are having negative influence in our society. First, Instagram is growing really fast, and now more than 800 million people are using the app in a daily basis. Because Instagram models have a famous and people follow them, their face and body appearances become standards of beauty. Second, because people tend to compare themselves to the Instagram models, their face and body appearances become second, because people tend to compare themselves with the Instagram models, women feel relative and the social deprivations, and it also can be with self-hating. Who doesn't like a pretty girl? I do. But it should not be defined by only one perspective of beauty standards, which is how the Instagram models influence us and our society. Thank you.
Okay, well, the proposition's clear. There's a preview of what the supporting points are going to be. I think you need to develop a little bit more controversy on this. The closest I get to something that seems like it's potentially dangerous are Kylie Jenner's lips. Other than that, it seems like it's people feel bad about themselves because they're not as beautiful as the folks that they see on Instagram. And I'm just going, well, and how is this new? The world has felt this way ever since the first photograph back in 1830 or whenever it was. You know, people looked at that and said, that person looks better than me. There's always some social comparison that's going on. If you could show that the social comparison had some measurable impact, I would worry about this a little bit more. But I think you don't really have any quantification on the harm. You just have a quantification on the amount of people that are using Instagram, but the idea that people are more depressed about their self-appearance, their self-concepts as a result of this, I didn't hear anything that measured that. Just I heard some information that said people are dissatisfied. The closest that you came was the idea that that one study, the girls who use the app, they feel badly about themselves because they can never look like those models. And I'm going, well, why can't they look like those models? What is their problem? What's the issue here? If those models are all, I got to be careful about the word, primped up. I almost said pimped up. Primped up to go on Instagram, and they got their they got their hair done and their faces done, and they've been photoshopped and everything. Can't every woman do the same sort of thing? I'm wondering why that is suddenly the issue that's going on here. I'm not saying that women aren't influenced by this. I'm just saying that the influence, it doesn't seem like it's particularly measurable, and the only significant harm that you show, like I said, is a few women who gave themselves a fat lip from sucking on a shot glass, and that seems like it. There are 800 million users. How many of them did this? Was there any number on that? That would have been a good, useful number to have there. If there were 600,000 hospital admissions because people, did the Kylie Jenner lip challenge, then I'd say, okay, that's something to worry about. Perhaps we've got a lot of influence here. But if it's, a half dozen idiots, I don't know. But you're blaming, it's a cause-effect thing that you're making an argument here. It says this is causing some harm. I need to see something that's a little more substantive than that. I think you've explained the concept pretty well, and that's really helpful. Presentation issues. You've got to be a little bit careful of your articulation. Sometimes you're reading a lot and you have a tendency to look down, and you need to look up a little bit. Now, I don't know if you're not incentivized to look up because your classmates are looking someplace other than at you. If that is the case, let me know, because I will turn around and yell at them. Sometimes it's just you get focused on reading what's on the page there, and that creates a little bit of a problem. I got everything that you were saying, but it just should be clearer. All right, thank you.